Welcome to the Collage Podcast, and thank you for making us a part of your day. If you enjoy the podcast, please like, rate, and subscribe.
Hey, we want to welcome everybody to another edition of the Collage Podcast. So appreciate so much y'all being here, listening to this again today. As always, we are excited. We have a guest today, which that's standard. We are recording out of a little place called Feed My Sheep, which is in a little town of Temple, Texas. So we're right in the heart of Central Texas here. And kind of what we do is we serve a lot of people that are in various difficult situations that come through here. We provide lunch every day and such like that. Enough of that. So what we have today, and not what we have, who we have today. So that's not the best start, Tyler. So we have our friend Tyler, who I met for the first time yesterday. Today's Tuesday. I'm supposed to be doing bleachers today, but I backed out. But today is Tuesday. I met Tyler on Monday. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Tyler, very good to have you here. So first question.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Very good, polite. So first question, Tyler, tell us a little bit about you. Who is Tyler? Okay, so give us your backstory.
Okay, Tyler. I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. We discussed that off camera. And Tyler has always traveled, whether it was family or by myself. I've always traveled, always learned things. Love to read. Electronics was a big thing for me growing up. I used to take apart stuff, put it back together.
Okay.
Eventually, I got into music because my granddad was a DJ for an Elks Lounge in Alabama. And one day he just decided, he said, "Hey, I want to give you this equipment." Like one day. So yeah, he gave me some equipment and I used that until I got to a point where I didn't need it anymore and started making music with my friends at school and collaborating. I still had the music like today, but with Alabama, I've had some hiccups here and there.
Okay.
With just the workforce and how maybe prejudice and being a different skin color can shape your future. Not even trying to. It's just because of your skin color, it may shape your future unknowing.
Okay. You want to hear something interesting? I've been to Alabama. Okay. That's not interesting. Okay. So I've been, but
It's
I went,
interesting.
kind of. So only reason I would say that, one of the most intriguing experiences that I've had in my life, I've gotten to go a lot of different places, but in Alabama, we were on a mission trip and it was a elderly couple. It was a husband and wife that they were in their upper 80s and their house was in very, very poor shape and they didn't have a whole lot of money. And so we redid the roof and redid the outside. We did a whole lot of work on this house. There's a group of us that did it. And it was a really good week. And so we get to the last day and we had finished the project and their house was fixed up pretty nice. And then they were a different skin color than me. Okay. So their skin was darker than mine. And so we finished and they asked for the last day, the wife had cooked us a big meal. Okay. So it was traditional soul food type stuff. So it was fried chicken, it was mashed potatoes, it was greens, it was cornbread. It was really good. Okay. So we go in there and it was really, really nice. The meal. I'll never forget. We finished the meal and the guy, you could see he wanted to say something and he explained to us that we were the first Caucasian people that he'd ever invited into his house to eat a meal together with. They had never, the difference in the cultures. I mean, like that the skin color had been, he'd obviously been around people of a different skin color. Obviously, I mean, that's the world, but never had people sit at his own table and have a meal together. And I'm going, golly, it was pretty interesting moment. So tell me out of that, because we can't not go there, because here, I mean, I can't, we're not going to solve that, but tell me, what does that mean? Like that you've had some difficult, Alabama, in your experience is...
Well, see, I had teachers just like you growing up. And
I'm sorry for that.
in preschool.
Okay.
So they would be like, hey, I'm sitting on their lap. I never knew skin color
Okay.
until I was hit with the opposition from, different races, people with lighter skin than me and trying to use that against me. And when it hit me like a ton of bricks because I was like, okay, did I do something wrong? And it's like my subconscious is telling me, your skin color, bro. Like,
Okay.
And I'm telling myself, no, that's not it. It's just my personality. Because when I was growing up, I was in those settings, and I think it was just God teaching me how the world can be, not necessarily how the world is, because I meet people. I just recently met Bobby. I just recently met you. That's a breath of fresh air. Most of you guys are Caucasian in this community so far as the nonprofit Feed My Sheep, and it's faith-based. So I don't see color at all with that anyway, but it's just a breath of fresh air to get that from people. And it's also like my childhood again. It's like I'm actually being able to experience my childhood again through y'all and heal the rest of my path that I'm going on, because it's helping me to know that, hey, there's people out here that care that's not necessarily a skin color. It shouldn't matter, but I had to go through so much turmoil with the opposition of not being this, even not being Hispanic when I worked on a roof.
Yeah.
Like, God called me out my name. And the right thing to do is to tell your supervisor, hey, like, I don't like the way he's talking to me. But my supervisor felt threatened because he doesn't want to hire guys. He says he doesn't want to hire guys like me. But he didn't say the skin color. He just say, I don't want to hire anybody to stand around. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And meanwhile, I mean, it's not a competition, but I'm working circles around them. And then I get bullied for trying to do my work right. And I tell them, I left the roof that day, and I said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. If you get angry that I warn you that I'm trying to work and I'm getting hit with this opposition, then what do you do then? You have no other choice. And that's the challenges that I had.
Okay. So like that, you said one of the, and we're not deviating way off course, but like we're going to stay on this a little bit. One of the sentences that absolutely drives me crazy that we use in this world all the time. Okay. So like you and I, okay, you're from Alabama. I'm from Louisiana born, but I lived in Texas forever. Okay. So
I love Louisiana.
yeah, I do too. I love Louisiana. But out of that, there's nothing wrong with saying, well, we're different. I mean, I just know Louisiana, like that's how I was brought up, and things that are normal to me are normal in Louisiana. Like we eat crawfish, and you may be from Alabama. You're like, I don't eat no crawfish. What? Like, you may, but like, it's just,
You go down to Mobile, and they eating crawfish.
that's right. And so we would go, so the differences, we're brought up different. Okay. And so like, people, there's good people in Louisiana, there's bad people in Louisiana, there's good people in Alabama, there's bad people in Alabama. So for me, I can't stand when people look at other people and go, oh, I can't stand people like that. But they don't even know the person. They don't even know what's under the skin or like I would never say the sentence, I don't like people from Iowa. I don't even know where Iowa is. They got big deer in Iowa. I know that. But I wouldn't say that because I don't know every single person in Iowa. I've never met them. It's fair maybe for me to say, oh man, I really don't like that person because of this. I know them, I know what they do, but I can't just look at somebody, oh, I don't like that kind of person because they're different. Okay, so in our world that we're at, a lot of the people, well, a lot of the people that we work with, they have different skin colors, but they have a likeness in that they don't have a house to stay in Temple. Like they're unhoused. Okay, so then people can look at this big group of people and go, ooh, I don't like people like that. And then make this blanket statement about all the people that are all of them, they're like this. No, they're not at all. Like, so we don't know. There's individual story. Tyler is this, Jeff is this, Bobby is this. They're different. So out of that, okay, it can be hurtful and it can feel very frustrating. And then we can use the word opposition. When I face the opposition, if people they're doing this against me, it's hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it can lead to two things: I'm gonna fight, or I want to give up, forget this, And so, and unfortunately, that's where we're at in the world. A whole lot of stuff, not just the color issue, but we look at homeless and we go, they're this, So like if somebody was going to guess if you were going to say, I'm going to guess what somebody thinks of people that are homeless, what would you think? When they look and they drive by and they see people out here that are waiting at Feed My Sheep, your guess of what they're thinking would be what?
It's a lot of things. A lot of things that maybe your own subconscious can put into your brain, with you, you want to build yourself up. And see, this is not a community like that, where it's like somebody might pull up and say, hey, or they might glance over there and they say all those people are nasty.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or they're dirty.
Mm-hmm.
They don't work, they're lazy.
Mm-hmm. On drugs.
Everybody, just no, thin lines, just everybody's like that. Everybody, everybody doesn't have a purpose, but you don't know what. My thing is that you don't know what mysterious ways God is working through everybody, from every small little event to every conversation, to what was dropped, to the body movements, language, eye contact, everything.
Yeah, I agree. So like me is, I would look and every single person that we believe in faith. We believe that there is a God who created people. Okay, so I will say that at the start. So I would look at that and go, every single person was equally and divinely created by God. And he looked at each one and he said, man, they're good. He didn't create one and go, this one is really good. This one is pretty junky. Yeah, that one's kind of junky. I messed up on. No, every one that's put on this earth, he goes, man, that's really, really good. Like I created a masterpiece there. And then I can't understand the math because it's so big, but he created so many different people. But we as the individual entities he created, we look at others and go, that's not a good one. That's not a good one. We make these assumptions that are not fair to make, and then we try to define people in ways that are not just ways to define them. I'm going to look at Tyler and I'm going to judge him solely by his skin. Would you like that? Not at all.
Right.
Okay, and Tyler would look at me, oh, I know Jeff because I've met a bunch of old, ugly-looking white dudes. I know how they all are. Okay, and so you'd go, and you might not be completely wrong, but you would go, no, that's not fair. Okay, so we're not going to solve the racial prejudice deal, but it is, that is part of your story. You say, okay, this was in it. So Tyler is in Alabama. We are recording in Temple, Texas. So we are not in Alabama right now. So like out of that, kind of catch us up. So you are very young looking to me because I'm old. You are how old now?
I'm 32.
Okay, so in his 30s. Okay, and so like if you're watching this, Tyler is single. right now. So like right now, you can go to our website and I'm just kidding on that. And he is single, but so out of that. But so Tyler's 32. Okay. Right now, is it fair to say well, you and I met because you are in Temple, Texas? Have you ever been to Temple, Texas before?
I came with like a friend, like DoorDash or something like that.
Okay. But so this is, you ended up here. Like this is not like, you go, man, my life plan is I'm going to go to Temple, Texas.
It was an accident, actually.
Okay, that's right. How'd you end up here? And
Like,
you can give the easy version.
easy version. Okay, my friend, like he t- he talked a lot. He still talks. I don't know. He was talking on the way here, and he didn't know that he was coming here because the GPS was doing some weird stuff. It was like, hold on, wait, we in Temple, and then
Where were you going?
we were supposed to be going to a homeless shelter in Killeen,
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
but somehow it took us to Temple, and I was like, I know what it is, the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Fair. And where did y'all come from? Alabama?
Killeen.
Okay,
I came from Alabama 3 months ago.
okay. And how did you end up this way? So this, catch me up. How do we come from Alabama to Texas?
Well, I met this guy on TikTok, and I put my trust in it, but it was more like a free fall
Okay.
because I told him, I mentioned something about being homeless. I said, and if I have to, or if I feel like I need to reset myself, then I will,
Okay.
and long story short, 3 months later, some stuff went downhill. I don't have to explain like everything.
Right.
'Cause I told him what happened, but it's not for me to, get on here and bash nobody.
Right. Fair.
It's just where my discernment was not where his discernment was, and I needed to do more. And so I don't know if he knew about the testimony. My testimony is that if you're going to be with somebody or have an associate, you should see where the journey is going to take their person just so you can get the rest of your testimony, because it takes so much longer to get that understanding when God is presenting you with that right now. So that was my conclusion. That's how I got here to Temple, and that is a miracle to me.
I agree. Like, so not often you can say the sentence temple and miracle in the same sentence. I'm growing up here. That's just a little, okay. So, but I would agree. So out of that God has had his hand in this orchestration for sure. So let me ask you, how long in your life, not just Temple, would you say you have been homeless? Like this has been part of your journey. You have been on the streets for how long? This brand new, or in Alabama, you've had, how long would you say?
I've been homeless pretty much since I was 17.
Okay. That's a long time. So you've been homeless more, golly, when I hear math like this, so you've been homeless more years in your life than you have been housed. Because if you're 32 and you've been homeless, no, my math is wrong. So almost as much. Okay,
so half of my life I've been homeless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I never got a chance to. I've been abandoned.
Okay.
And that's fine. I mean, some of the people that raised me were diagnosed bipolar,
Okay.
schizophrenic. So what could I do?
Fair.
Other than to learn what I need to learn about this world morally, so I can have the discernment to keep on my journey.
Great. So 15. Out on your own.
Well, 17.
Okay, 17. Okay, let's say 17. Even one. 17. Out on your own. Okay. And then you've tried to navigate life from there. Tough. What is the hardest part? And this is a terribly stupid question. I mean, if you were going to say, what is the hardest part about being homeless is what? Is it hard? Is it easy?
Not knowing when you're gonna be able to get,
Okay.
like, be able to have that moment where you could sleep, or you don't know when that person is gonna tell you gotta leave.
Fair. Okay, so just the uncertainty, like that.
Uncertain, yeah, flight or flight mode, survival mode,
Yeah.
on all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe like I get a year or two break, but then it's back, and then that has a lot to do with discipline. You
Okay.
know, stuff I may have picked up that maybe I shouldn't have picked up, habits and stuff like that. So I take full responsibility in not taking ownership. Like, hey, maybe I need to work on my credit. See, now
Okay.
now that I went through that, now I'm like, okay, I know I need to work on my credit. I know I need to have enough money to at least have a down payment. I know I need to do this. I know it's all a priority list now.
Yeah. But what's interesting, a lot of people don't out there who may be listening to this, and I'm going to say a sentence that may make zero sense. It is very expensive to be homeless, is what I would say. And so then, and to get out of homelessness is extremely expensive. Okay. And you go, well, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Okay. So, like, for Tyler, let's pretend like Temple, where we're at, has no homeless shelter. Okay. We managed to get him into another facility that has 10, well, they have some cots and some beds that we managed to get Tyler in. That's a good thing. He got a lucky break. Okay. So, like, that doesn't happen to most of the people here. So Tyler came. So we got, so he is inside at the moment in a shelter.
Blessing.
Yeah, bless you.
And see, well, I didn't mean,
No, you
want to cut you off.
no, cut me off.
Testimonially, I claim victory. I claim victory at the PTSD meeting yesterday, and I claim victory when I was sitting outside and didn't know what was going on.
Okay. What does that mean?
That I became victorious, and I manifested it through claiming my victory.
Okay. So out of that
Unwavering faith,
unwavering faith, how do you keep that?
integrity.
Okay. So unwavering faith, because, like, out of it, I'm sure in all your journeys of being homeless, you've had moments that you would go, I might as well just give up. Yeah? Like, forget this. I'd give up. Like, what's the point? I'm all alone. Nobody cares whether I'm living or dying. Quit. Why didn't you? Because you didn't, because you're here. Okay. And you may have felt like, but so why not?
I think I have quit,
Okay.
but see, this is where we have to know, what are we quitting? Are you quitting the rat race? I stopped trying to keep up with all this fashion and the latest trends and focus on true discernment from Christ and learn, I don't know like a bunch of scriptures. I don't know that many anyway, like I know enough to keep me going. And I can't say that I never gave up. I've quit, but I never gave up.
I like that sentence, and tell me what it means. I like, because I like it because they're two different, I would agree. There's two different things. Quitting and giving up, I would say, very different things. Okay. So tell me what the definition to you, how are they different?
I think like when I was going back like with the rat race, and I seen how my family would kind of like play favorites. Oh, you have this money and that's good, and I've worked so hard to get where I've going to, and I'm like, well, isn't there like an incentive? Like if I work hard, then I get, oh, okay, well, that's favoritism. Oh, thank you, God, for showing me what favoritism is, but that hurt.
Mm.
It hurt. So I stopped. I quit the rat race, but I never gave up on myself
Okay.
as a person. Like, yes, you can work on yourself. Did Jesus have to wear a bunch of clothing that was, attractive to a man's eye? Or, didn't he tell us about garments and different cotton, wool, and teach us about how a man should not lament on certain things and how we shouldn't play hearts against one another?
Okay.
Saying as if this is the nitty gritty and I want to actually live in this life. Man, I'm not chosen, but I'm anointed to do something bigger than just join a rat race and try to have a Lamborghini in the biggest house.
But man, Lamborghinis are tight.
They're
pretty cool, man. They ain't no lying, make sure.
I mean, I would like to drive one once, but it's not something that I just be like, I want to get in every day. I would feel bad. Like, it's starving people in the world. I can't take this Lamborghini apart and feed people.
Agreed.
But if I have a garden, I can pack my corn up and bring it down to feed my sheep. Yeah, I can do something to it with it.
That's right. Like that, I like that mentality of, you know what, if everybody just shared a little bit of the giftedness that God has given to them, man, think how much better the world would be.
Unless the Lamborghini was made of corn.
Seriously, a Lamborghini made of corn, like you're just driving it and like you're like, man, I need some steering wheel real quick. And you like eat a bite. And then you got like the different, because a Lamborghini, if it was corn, would definitely be like caramel corn. Like it wouldn't just be corn. Like it'd be like caramel corn. It'd be stuck together and you'd be driving it and you could just eat off the ceiling. You're like, that's caramel corn. Like that's why I paid all this money. So,
yeah, birds come eating on.
Seriously. I mean,
squirrels.
Got a bunch of pigeons sitting on it. Get the pigeons off my Lamborghini. What in the world are you doing? Okay. So that's why they don't make Lamborghinis out of corn. Okay. So
I would like to see one though.
I would.
If anybody wants to do that, go ahead.
Okay. But like that. So in being homeless, this uncertainty of I don't know for sure. Like you're here in Temple, Texas when we met. Okay. You don't even really you never really know this town. You don't even really know where you're at much. Don't even know what the options are. And you're out inside of our building. Bobby met you first, and you've got your suitcase out on the street. It's raining. It's cold. It's drizzly. Okay. And you're like, I got to figure this out and figure it out quick. Okay. And so then we were able to answer some quick questions of, you can eat breakfast here. You can have lunch here. You need to fill out this form and you can get a place to stay. So yours, it worked out. But that, I can't imagine that feeling of all of a sudden you're in a place. I thought I was going to clean. Now I'm in Temple and I don't know anybody in this town, correct?
Well, it was a bit of my plan.
Yep.
It was a bit of my plan. I mean, because I know the psychological nature of patients.
Okay.
I was living with a patient, and I knew eventually it was going to get to a point. And so I said, I'm coming to Texas, but I'm a free fall. Cause
what does that mean? What does free fall mean?
I'm basically free falling for me is like, okay, so if I'm coming here,
okay,
I know for a fact there's gonna be a fall somewhere.
Okay.
But if I fall freely instead of trying to grab on to a bunch of stuff, I might cut my hand, or I might, metaphorically speaking, I might break my wrist. I might miss my elbow. My shoulder might dislocate because I'm trying to stop the fall.
Okay.
So I just went through it, and this is how I end up with it. I just kind of I fell with style,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever seen Toy Story,
I've seen Toy Story.
if falling with style.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So I like that. So, and out of that, and interesting. And that's an interesting, um, so in that, how would you know when you've landed?
My gears are landed.
Okay.
I was able to do this. Read some stuff out of a book. I think it's called it's something about like the Jubilean prophecies or something along the lines of that. But I'm reading this and I'm getting discernment from the Holy Spirit. So now it's like God is like, okay, now that I got you into a quiet place, now you can get the rest of your discernment, what you need to, and finish your mission.
Okay. Okay. Good. Let me ask you. So we'll go back and then we'll come forward. Your family in Alabama, how long has it been since you have been in contact with them?
I called my sister last night.
Okay, you did. And your sister's in Alabama.
Yep.
Okay.
She just had a baby
Did you really?
2 or
Congratulations.
3 years ago.
Okay. Not congratulations. Never mind. Good luck with that 3-year-old. Okay.
She's yeah, she's I think she's gonna be turning 3 next year.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
And your sister is older
Well,
or
the-
younger than you?
She's older.
Older. Okay. And then you have how many siblings? Brothers or sisters? A bunch? Few?
Yeah.
No, you got one.
My dad, he was pretty busy. So that's 3. And also so 3 siblings, and then also another one, step sibling.
Okay.
5.
And they are all in Alabama.
And then
Yes.
my sister has siblings too, so it's 8 siblings.
Okay.
Yeah. So Alabama, her siblings are in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. I like Memphis. Not that that matters. Memphis, good barbecue. Like Memphis got some good. My daughter was in Memphis for a little bit, and she's in Chattanooga, Tennessee, right now.
I love Chattanooga.
I did too. Very pretty.
I like that aquarium.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Tennessee, I like that. Alabama, beautiful. Temple, it's all right. Yeah. We don't have an aquarium. We don't have anything like cool like that. So out of that, does your family worry about you? What do you think? I mean, like they've got to know Tyler's out here on his journey. What would they say Tyler is doing right now? Are you on? How would they describe what you're doing? Would they say he's free falling, or what would their description be?
They'll just say like he's free, like he's always been like
Okay.
butterfly, kind of an outcast. Not in a bad way, but sometimes, like I can get along with anybody, don't get me wrong. But I kind of just like to stay to myself.
Okay.
But if I can find creative stuff to do with like minds, that's a good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they would say, yeah, I mean, I'm just free. I'm pretty much a butterfly.
Yeah. Did you see that too?
Yep.
I was like, what in the world is that? I was like, it got a butterfly, but it wasn't a butterfly. It was dust or something, wasn't it?
Ironically.
I don't know what it was. That was I was like, that's a pretty cool trick he just pulled right there. So I was like, man,
That was the Holy Spirit.
yeah, that was there you go.
That was the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. Okay. So Tyler, you would say kind of a loner. Like you get along with people, like you can talk like this, but then you obviously I'm all right with being alone too. What's the hardest part of being like this? You describe, well, I've always been kind of an outcast, but in a good way. Okay. What's it like to be like that? I've always then this easy, hard.
I say as long as I have productivity and I'm going towards something. And I think that, I don't know, no, I can't say that either. I was going to say, I don't know why God is blessing me to this extent, but I know why. Because I kept on the path. It's just, I was always pushed off of it. And sometimes I would take myself off of it.
Okay.
Because, or I'd be like, ooh, what is that? Like,
It's a Lamborghini made out of corn. I mean, that's what that is. So that's a no-brainer. You got to stop and look at that. I mean, but okay. So sometimes, like, and I like your self-awareness of, okay, some of these things I brought on myself. Sometimes I stepped out of the road on my own. Okay. Out of that. And then here's where the journey has taken me. Good, bad. Doesn't, I mean, like we're both sitting here, and somehow very different journeys have ended. They're not ended. They have come to this same moment in time and place. That's kind of funny. Like you look at that and you go, well, that's interesting. Jeff's journey was very different than Tyler's, and Tyler's is very different than Jeff's, and they're both very different than Bobby's, but yet the cosmic senses have all aligned us in one place at one time at this one moment. And you're like, that's kind of interesting. Don't know what it means. Okay. But you go, how? There's a point and a purpose of why we're even here at this moment.
exactly.
Okay. Don't understand it completely. Don't really know why or what. And then we use different terms to try to describe and make sense of the unexplainable, to go to look, man, okay. And we use things that are very vague, because the spoken word that we have is a very limiting factor to truly define what is occurring in a universe that's bigger than our understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like I kind of look at it that way, and out of this, and it is unfortunate. And then there's a lot of people that are listening to this that have not come to terms with it's all right. Well, no, it's not all right. They are the outcast. They're the ones that are getting looked down upon by other people, and they're the ones that, like you would say, the opposition is going, you can't do that because of this, your gender, your color, your whatever, these things. And they're sitting there and they're going, I might as well not just quit, give up. Everybody's out to get me. It's not fair. Life's not fair. This isn't fair. This should have worked out this way. I give up. Okay.
Like, I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was just saying, like, he would go to, like, the Sunrise Center, but he just feels like he doesn't want to feel vulnerable, because if he feels vulnerable, then he thinks it's a sign of weakness. Being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness.
No. Okay. And so mine, I'd even take it a step further. In that a lot of the people that we work with and come in contact with, they don't want to feel at all.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't want to feel hurt. They don't want to feel vulnerable. It's not I think that's many people in society, because
Manipulated through their feelings.
that's right. They don't, because like, who wants to hurt?
And it hurts even more when people use it against you.
Okay.
It's almost you taking my heart out, ripping it out first, and then you stomping on it.
That's
With
right.
all the cords attached.
Yeah. So out of this, what I've learned in life, like for me, is, okay. Okay, I'm all right with being alone. Okay, I'm all right with not having this. Okay, I'm all right with not having, I can do it. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't have to feel this. I can figure out how to not feel this. Okay. But what hurts the most is when you allow your heart to be put out there and allow people to see it, and they truly hurt that. So then what do you learn? I'm never going to put that out there, because that really hurts.
Yep.
Actually, I'm having a heart attack at the moment, but that's a whole other deal. But so, okay. But like that. So then we learn how to stay very guarded and protective, because we don't want to be hurt, because that's all we've really seen from this world. everybody that I cared about the most, that were supposed to love me, they did it in really bad ways that hurt me very badly. And so you go, nah, forget that. I ain't gonna let nobody see that again. And so go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Ain't no sorry.
So why do you think a rose has thorns?
Well, that because every rose has a thorn. What is that song? Every rose has its thorn. I can't think of Bobby. What is the rest of it? So he sings a sad, sad song. So out of that, so then is the rose defined by its thorns, or is it defined by its petals? So, because like that, so then you could look.
No, yeah. I mean, like the metaphors with rose, I may need help with, but I know for a fact that it's a defense mechanism.
Agreed.
And I think that's the root of what I'm getting to. Like when you put yourself out there, just keep your thorns. Not saying that you got to stab anybody. Just saying that you need to keep your protection, not keep your guards up, meaning that you have to be defensive about everything that somebody's, no, like if you feel like you have to learn how to ask, what did you mean by that? Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought that you meant it by that. I almost took that out of context. That's my bad. Sometimes we have to learn how to communicate with each other in those ways to help it be more effectively.
Yeah. Like, I like that. Like, because I'm one, it's not an excuse for being ignorant. Okay. So like, but I may make a statement to you. I'm not even going to give an example because I don't even want to go there, but I may say something to you that is just normal for being old and from Louisiana and this and that. Okay. And you could take and go, man, that is so offensive and wrong what the guy said. And it may be. And you would go, and using communication back to me, go, Jeff, do you understand what you just said? How hurtful and how much, and this is what I heard when you said that. This is what I heard. And I'd go, golly, I had no idea. I didn't mean that at all. Or, yeah, I knew exactly I meant that. But no, I wouldn't do that. But like that, this communication that would go, man, I never would have thought about that. And golly, I thank you for bringing that to my attention. And I do not have the right to speak that way to you.
So with that being said, some people need to learn, like, it's hard. We live in a society that when something is done wrong, people, they get quiet. They either shut down or they get loud. Either one of those. And it's like, some people they don't know how to take confrontation. They don't know how to approach with those right words. They don't know, they haven't even read enough to know addition to transition words, in fact, or so to speak, or moreover, or on the other hand. They don't even know those.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been talking to my, on the other hand, but like that, and to look at these things in a slightly different way, and then to understand this truth that every person, they are of worth. They have value. Okay, they are different. Bobby's different than me, and Tyler's different than me, and that doesn't make anybody better. Doesn't make anybody worse. We're all different, but we're all spectacularly made. Okay, and our differences is what make the world such a beautiful, beautiful thing, and you go, okay, not that we have to be different just to be different, okay, but we're all made slightly different. Bobby's giftedness is different than mine, and yours is different than mine. Our life stories are different, okay? But what makes me so sad in our world is it's all right to be, I prefer to be by myself when I'm really hurting, but to be truly alone is something that nobody should have to go through in this world. It's really, really sad, and it's catastrophic. for a lot of our people that we deal with is they maybe don't have the family that they could contact. Maybe they don't have any connection. They don't have anybody who really cares about them a lot, and they can feel, I'm all alone.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
It's a double-edged sword because, like, with my family, it was either like, okay, if something happened, like my grandmother, she got in a wreck,
Okay.
and I was working 2 jobs, and I was like, I can't do any of this. And then like my sister, I talked to her last night, and she was telling me, she was like, I didn't ever see this side of my grandmother until you left. She never seen a side of like, okay, because my mother and my auntie are very malignant towards, you know what I'm saying, each other, and how they, it's a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
It's a lot of misunderstandings, ignorance, and stuff like that. And when it boils down to, I'm trying to figure out where conclusion I'm trying to make out of this. That what I really want to say is that, let's see, what'd you say before this? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people are alone, so I felt smothered a lot. But I've also felt like not around people even when I was around them. And sometimes they make you feel even more lonely. Like they just kicking you and you're not even down. They just kicking you until you get down, and then they kick you. But then you just leave because you don't want to get down to that point so they can start kicking you, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
So I understand that people don't have people sometimes, but I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, the people that they was gonna be around, they need to be around them.
Okay. Could be. And like that, I like what's sad, what you said, is we can be around people and still feel truly alone. And that's a sad, sad world right there. And so out of that, so what else? So we're about wrapping up, Tyler. So tell us, okay, I'll ask this. So in 1 year from now, where do you hope to see Tyler? What do you hope Tyler is doing 1 year from now? You're still alive. That would be a good thing. That'd be a good start.
Very good start.
Okay. 1 year from now.
We're gonna get past that part. I want to have my own farm somewhere.
Okay. What you going to grow on it? Besides corn for the Lamborghini.
Yeah, we got that.
What type of farming do you like?
Lasagna farming, like lasagna gardening. I like doing like tilling stuff.
Okay.
I want to get some sheep so I can produce my own like jackets and stuff. Wool, cotton, just like produce a lot of stuff from scratch.
Okay.
That's what I want to do eventually. I got a license to grow stuff in Oregon, and I'm certified in logistics. So I'm going to take those two and combine them. And my goal is to be able to send you guys gifts of donations.
Okay.
Also,
not of the stuff you're going to grow in Oregon. We can't have that here.
Well, I mean, vegetable-wise.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like,
they grow other stuff in Oregon that ain't quite as good.
Well, okay, if it's hemp and I make it out of something like jackets or something.
Oh, that's true. They use that for other material. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I want to take that and like build houses and stuff.
Fair enough.
Tiny houses on my own land with the brick hemp, create the bricks out of the hemp, and I just want to do stuff from scratch. Because there's a lot of fires and stuff in Oregon, I figured that would be a good ordeal.
Okay. And Oregon, I hear, is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear it's very beautiful. I've never been. I'd like to go see it. and to see that. And then that's interesting. That's a long journey from Temple, Texas.
I mean, I'll be making music along the way, and I want to still be in contact with you guys.
Okay.
And
what type of music do you like to make?
Do podcasts and stuff, all kinds. There's not necessarily any particular. I love hip hop, but I've been leaning into reggae, country.
Okay.
And
do you write or do you sing?
I'm a singer songwriter, so I could write songs for people if I wanted to.
Okay.
I just haven't got into that field yet, but hopefully I can, hopefully Chris Stapleton can sing one of my songs one day.
I like Chris Stapleton. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie, like that.
He got that grit in his.
That's right. He got such soul, like his songs are so good. Okay. So I appreciate you taking a little time to get us to know Tyler a bit. And what are the odds? Like, now you can go tell, like, your family or who, like, this goes all over the country. I mean, I don't understand this phenomenon, but it does. And so then out of that, your stories is out there, and then what you're doing and what you're becoming in your life and your journey, it's there. And like all that we would come to is hopefully, like you have understood and everybody understands, is that they're not alone. It can feel like it in this world because the world is sort of made to make us be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we're not, because there is this God who created us, who is with us always.
Matthews 1:23.
Okay.
His name is Emmanuel, and that translates to God is with us.
That's right. And his name shall be Emmanuel. And I love different, but on that same story, I love all of that. These things that we can't even understand. And Mary sees all that's going to be. And what does it say? I think it's in Luke. She quietly treasures all the things that she had heard, and she held them within her heart. Like she knew she was seeing something, that God is with us. So in this journey, and I always say this for all of us, we're all in various forms of homelessness because we are not in our true home until we go and we're finally in our Father's house, because that's where we're called to live. But while we are here and all suffering from this form of homelessness, we can treat each other with respect and realize that every life matters here. It matters, okay? That you matter and Jeff matters, whether I understand why or how. Okay, the truth is we do. Not because we have said it, not because Tyler says, oh, Jeff, you matter. Not because Jeff says, oh, Tyler, you matter. Mm-hmm. We matter because God himself said it matters enough that the world is going to be lacking if it doesn't have Tyler in it. And so he created a Tyler and said, this is a gift I'm giving. And this is Tyler, and he is incredibly made because I made him.
And the same for you, same.
Well, he messed up, but that's a whole other deal.
Oh, Lord.
He messed. He's like, golly, running. Okay, so but out of that, so Tyler, it's good to meet you. I appreciate the time here. Was it too bad? Was it not painful?
Please.
Ain't nothing to it.
This is great. Yeah, no, I'm good.
This is fun. And so everybody who's out there, no matter where you are, you would hear the same sentence. You will hear it over and over and over because we can't say it enough times. People matter, and you are a person, and you matter. I mean, it's just that simple. It's that simple. And we do everything we do here because we do not deviate from that truth. People matter. We will say here in Tyler's story, you would see now our stories are connected, and you would say, Tyler matters. So we appreciate you being here. Hope you have a great day. And that is that.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Collage Podcast, a production of Red Cord Media. For more information on this and other podcasts, please visit redcordmedia.org.